Hey guys, Arrow here, and I'm bringing you this video today to talk about the importance of flanking. Now, when I made this channel, I decided I'm not going to do tank reviews, I'm not going to do map reviews, I'm not going to tell people how to play a certain tank, how to play a certain map. It's up to them to find a way that works for them, because sometimes I do play a tank in the unconventional method, and it actually works for me. So, taking that in mind, I've played the game for over a year now. I've had over 10,000 battles, and throughout all of this time there is one important factor in the game that I have very rarely seen being used, and that is the decisive move that is flanking. People don't seem to understand that. Flanking is actually one of the most pivotal points in an engagement. If your heavies are being held up and they need some pressure relief, I don't see why mediums, if the availability to flank around the side or the rear of the enemy is there, I don't see why the mediums sit back with the heavies and engage them from the front. Now, yes, mediums are support tanks, so when the opportunity to flank isn't there, they can be doing that, and I understand that. But then it comes to parts of the game where those mediums really need to buck up their ideas, to be quite frank. I've had many games where I've been in a heavy or a tank destroyer, and I've been engaging the enemy from the front, keeping them stuck, making sure they don't press forward, but little by little my team and myself have been having our health whittled down, and the pressure from in front of us is too great. We're going to get no support from anywhere else. The rest of the battle is going its own way. Our team might be winning elsewhere, but right about here, we're under threat of losing. And we have mediums sitting back next to us, which I'm asking them to help. Not always in game chat, but I am asking them for help and pointing to a square, hoping that they'll go there. And they're saying a negative, and they're saying defend this position. No, they're obviously not seeing that we're about to be forced back and possibly in danger of losing this flank. Now, when I'm in a medium tank, if I sense the opportunity to go flanking, which isn't actually that hard, it's just falling back a few squares, dropping off the radar, using the terrain to your advantage to stay undetected as you make your way around the enemy, either to their side or their rear. And that would force the enemy to decide whether they want to turn to deal with the new threats, or whether they're gonna keep facing the number of guns that they have in front of them. And I'm not gonna lie, flanking does carry the possibility of the fact that the enemy is just gonna say, one tank, easy kill, let's go for him. And they're gonna turn around and you're gonna have a number of enemies coming after you now. But that is when you really need to hope that your team is actually half decent, and we'll see that the enemy have decided they're going to go for you, and the pressure from in front of them has been relieved, and now your team is going to push forward. Now, if the enemy do decide they're going to come for you, it's quite simple. Just use your speed and the terrain to your advantage. Get away from them, retreat to a safe position, and possibly come back again at a later date. Well, not later date, later time, to bring them away from your team again. Now, I don't know if people are more concerned about losing their health or possibly dying, and that's why they don't go flanking, but you really need to take the consideration of your team into account. Ask yourself this: would you truthfully rather that you survive the battle but it's a defeat and you don't get that much XP? Or would you rather say, okay, yes, I might die, but if I can relieve the pressure on this flank, the tanks we have here can be used elsewhere to help our team and turn us from a possible defeat into a victory, which would result in more XP, more silver, probably more damage as well for everyone on your team. And people seem to decide that they want to preserve their health rather than help the team, and that's just, in my opinion, the wrong decision to make. Now, footage here, no flanking was involved, but that's because I was in a pivotal position which, if I hadn't been there, I'm not saying it would have gone differently, but it could have probably gone differently. I just wanted to get across my opinion of flanking, maybe why people don't go flanking, and try and get past that. Flanking is actually an important part of the battle, and there is another bit of footage coming up which I do go flanking in, and in my opinion it is the reason we won the battle. So it's a standard battle of mines, and about 5 minutes into the game, middle's pushed up pretty well, so water, I don't think we actually had any opposition on that side, but enemy team, their top tier heavy tanks have actually pushed up into the town, and they are pushing this flank pretty hard. Now, it's at this point I notice, okay, we've been losing tanks one by one on this side, and the enemy team are about to come flooding. I no longer want to be sitting in front of them. I judged this move based upon the fact I believed the enemy would keep pushing. I bring myself into a position where I'll be able to get side shots on them if they push up, and that is what the enemy do. The Tiger 2 here is the first of the enemy to decide that he's just going to push, and really just oblivious to the fact that he's getting shot inside. Now, we only have 2 tanks out of our base, and I believe that the enemy are focused more on getting to the base, killing those 2 tanks, probably capping. Now, Tiger 2's behind cover, let's deal with this. KV2's just killed a tank on our team, not a top tier heavy tank, but 152mm dirt gun. He's still a threat, especially to me. STA-1, very little armor, take him out. Bit of the pressure's been relieved on this side, and now there's a T-32 going up. Or is it? No, sorry, that's a T-29. It's just pushing up. I have to give credit to this IS-6 driver. He was the only one who realised this guy's now behind us and to the side of us. He put shots into us, and we're all looking the wrong way. I have been joined up here by a T-29 who was in the middle shooting them before he realised it's probably safer up here. And there's the IS-6. Credit where it's due, he's turned around, he's looking this way to help try and keep us pinned back, and there you go, Tiger 2, so intent on getting that low health tier 6 tank that's up there, that he presents himself to our guns. Up until that point, that Tiger 2 was having a good battle. I believe he was the person that won them the town, to be honest. And all that side scraping action that he was doing in a town, he's just thrown away to try and get a tier 6 tank. Now, I've lost my help up here, but IS-6, sense that I saw in him before, is gone. He's decided he wants a piece of that tier 6 tank. And that tier 6 tank, other than me being in this position, was pretty much the reason we turned this from a sure defeat into a victory. I don't know what it is in the people that when they see a tank that is 2 tiers lower than them on minuscule health, all the sense that you've seen in them for the entire battle just goes out of the window, and then they're so intent on getting that final kill, or final damage from that tank to get the kill, not the final kill, because there's still other tanks around. And it really is a shame. Now, up until that point, those 2 tanks had been having a decent game, and then they've just gone and thrown themselves into positions of stupidity, really. You now got 2 tanks that can come from either side of you. You're gonna look at one, the other team keep getting you. I just tried to keep this IS-6 track, and then I realised, okay, he's gone behind a building. T-29 on my team, I believe he's behind a rock, so we need to hold down. And not really an example of flanking, but at the same time it is. Use the distraction, keep these buildings between me and him. He can't see me, and bang. There we go. From being in a passive flanking position to minuscule bit of flanking there, but it resulted in the same thing, and that was the flood that had came through the town got taken out because they just decided they were going to focus on what's in front of them. Now, most of the time people will actually do this in the game, and it is so easy just to determine the outcome. Take a look at where the enemy team are coming from, what you've still got left, and you'll realise they've got to run to the cap, or you've got left this arty, or you've got left this a low tier tank on minuscule health. Do you really think they're going to care about a top tier tank on full health that's just ran away? No, they're not going to expect him to pop back up at any time. And you've just got to use that to your advantage. Now, this is about flanking, this video. Haven't really shown any active flanking. I'll probably show a little bit at the end, which shows not just me, but also another medium on my team that realised our team is just trading shots with them. We've got the opportunity to go around behind the enemy, go to the side of the enemy, distract some of the people that are engaging our team, and We judged it right. We went around behind him. Okay, I'll talk about this when it's actually being played and focus more on this. Yeah, this video was passive flanking, and that's just going into flanking spot where you can get the side shots, rear shots on enemies as they push forward. And the final few minutes are just trying to stop the enemy from capping and killing my teammate. Which, T69 up there. Don't know if he just decided not to pay attention to me, but I was detected when I was on my way up. Yeah, he decided to unload his whole clip into our heavy tank, and he's dead because of it. If he had waited for me to come up, he probably could have clipped me. I mean, not in the time that it would have taken me to kill him, but I could have missed or bounced. There we go, game 1. Without a doubt, if I had stayed where I was, in front of the enemy onslaught, that result would have been very different. Most probably a loss, and I wouldn't have got as much damage as I did. Up until the point I had gone into the middle, I hadn't actually been having a very good game. So it was that decision that turned the game around for me, turned the game around for my team. There you go. Damage done. Most of it to those tanks that came flooding out of the town. Okay, here you go. Here's the bit of active flanking I was on about. It's where me and a T-43 decide, why don't we just go around behind them? I mean, they've got no support backing them up. We're not going to take shots in the arse, so let's go. It relieves some pressure. The Borsig's out of the game. The Indian Panzer has decided he's going to come for us. Didn't work out too well for him. He abandoned his position, and he could have used his turret to stay held down and engage us one by one, and we would have bounced. And now there's a VK that's come forward. So let's turn around. Our heavies have taken out one of theirs and are now engaging the Tiger 2. So let's just finish off the VK. Unfortunate bounce there. And now 2 other tanks have come forward to lend their support to this VK, who's now dead. Get behind the rock from those 2 tanks, and let's help this. Okay, shot into Tiger 2. This occasionally happens. Tank realises he's about to die, turns to look at the tank which he knows he can take out. As it was, I was able to get this shot off just in time. And now let's go and deal with those tanks. Nah, sure one can't see me, rocks between us, shot into him, he decides, nope, backing off. Keeping the rock between me and them till the last moment. Let's go round. Chances that the VK's looking this way, none. Bang. Nashorn again, turning to deal with the low health tank. Nope, not happening. You're dead. Okay, just a Borsig and T-29 down there, and Tiger over here. To get to the T29 on the ball, see if I have to present myself to the Tiger. So let's finish this guy off first. Luckily he's focused on what's in front of him. So put 2 shots into him, then he realises I'm over here. Bit of a risk I took here, but I was hoping he'd miss, and he does. Just. Okay, turn to deal with the T29. There you go, low health tank, realising he's about to die, tries to take out any tank that he can. Well, turns out he couldn't, and he's dead. Now, back to deal with that Tiger, who camping pretty hard. It's been almost a battle. Now, I thought my battle was over here. Hit the rock. No. RNG decided to play a cruel trick on me. Make me think I wouldn't get the kill, only to let me get the kill. Now, victory is ours. All of this gameplay has been with the STA-1, and they have been wins. This is the luck I've been having with this tank since I reinstalled the game. Before it was, no matter what I do, I would lose. So, totally put me up, knowing that I can now take my STA-1 out and actually win for once. Now, I hope this enlightens you to why flanking is important, and I hope it means that you will do it. And I want to leave you with just a little clip of showing that if you can't penetrate the tank, you can still kill it easily. So, thanks for watching, I hope you learned something, and enjoyed this little clip. It made me giggle quite a lot.